Tyrese Haliburton is crumbling before our eyes, and there are some crazy theories on what happened. Last year, the Pacers and Celtics tied with 1:30 to go in the in-season tournament. Hallie hit a gigantic three and one that eliminated Boston. 3 days later, the dagger in Brook Lopez's eye and hit the Dame time celebration in front of the Bucks. Kid dropped 53 points, 28 assists with 0 turnovers those 2 games, so he was feeling himself. Literally averaging 27 points and 12 dimes for the season, 52% from the field, 44% from 3. But lately, that Haliburton is nowhere to be found. Not only did he end the season slow, but this year, he can't make a bucket. Just 15 points a game, 38% from the field. Next to worst in the NBA of guys playing his minutes. What happened? Well, a lot of people blame his injury. 1 month after that Bucks upset, Hallie missed 10 games with a hamstring injury. But why would a 10-game injury ruin his entire game? The man looks nothing like he used to. So is there more to this story than we're being told? But the other day, I had Trae Young higher than 24.5 points and boards on Underdog. He was stuck at 24. Trae then misses a shot with 25 seconds left. I was so done. But Trae immediately takes up the ball and scores with 14 seconds left. Yes. How else could a random game in November be that exciting? That's why I play Underdog. It is fun, and you can win up to 1,000x your money with their new game called Streaks. If you get 11 of these in a row, you are gold. So let me give you my 2 picks for tonight so we can root together. First up is Steph Curry, lower on his points, rebounds, and assists. Then Wendell Carter, lower in his points and rebounds. And best of luck if you were telling those picks. Check out this map. Underdog is available in states like Texas, California, and Florida with champions. Always use my promo code AMHOOPS. If it's your first time signing up, you get a free pick. So you can choose just one of the picks that I just gave, and you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. What sucks is some people say, this is the real Haliburton. He was never actually that good. Haters are loving that they get to say, yeah, Tyrese ain't as good as you thought he was. It was a fluke. Who he's always actually been. He was so underrated that in high school, the football coach begged him to switch sports because it wasn't working out. And Hallie said, fine, give me 2 weeks. If I don't have a D1 offer, I will quit basketball. But right on cue, like it was fate, he got an offer from IUPUI. Real small school, but it was a start. From there, he won Gatorade Player of the Year, state title as a senior, but no one cared. 0 offers from big universities. Ranked outside the top 150 for recruiting. So he goes to college at Iowa State and got his chance there after the starter got hurt. So after his sophomore year, he entered the draft and was projected as a top pick. But NBA teams said, too skinny, can't get to the rim, has an awkward shot. So 11 teams passed on him. Wolves at number 1, they got Anthony Edwards, good. But the Warriors at 2, like Tyrese or James Wiseman, but they made one of the worst choices the last 10 years. Not only is Hallie a 2-time All-Star, Wiseman could be out of the league. Steve Kerr regretted it so much, he called up the Kings personally and said, do not mess with this kid's shot, we love it. But now, some of those teams might be saying, yep, this is who we thought he was all along. But are they right? Or is it this mystery injury? See, Tyrese was up for a new contract last year, but if he got All-NBA, it could earn him an extra $40 million. But when he got injured, that was in jeopardy because a new NBA rule said, oh, you got to play 65 games to make All-NBA. So with $40 million at stake, Hallie rushed back as soon as possible. Before the injury, 24 points on amazing efficiency, getting to the line like Steph. But after, everything dropped off. And this year, it's worse. Same thing with his ability to carry the offense. The problem is without that burst, he can't separate himself without a screen. So no moves off the dribble, no step back 3, and he's lost confidence. As soon as it leaves his hand, you can tell it's a brick. Just watch against the Bucks. Andre Jackson Jr. straight locks him up. And okay, Jax is a good player, but Hallie is supposed to be different. What is that? Oh, I know. Maybe it's because they're on Milwaukee's home court. Because for some weird reason, Haliburton is a role player on the road and more like himself at home. Just 12 points away from home. Maybe they can install his home mattress on the team plane. So now a lot of people are worried about what this means for the Pacers. They're now 7-10, and yes, they are dealing with injuries. Banged up is like Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Ben Shepherd. But moments like these are when all NBA max players like Tyrese are supposed to put the team on his back, but he can't. And that's a problem because they paid dude like an MVP, and the new CBA is a killer. If you make a mistake and your max guy turns into a role player, you are screwed for years. The Pacers are a deep team. They got playmakers like TJ McConnell, Andrew Nembhard, Pascal Siakam. Big scorers like Siakam and Ben Mathurin. But no amount of depth can make up for this. Last year, they had the number 2 offense, which gave them a 6 seed conference finals. Now, 16th offense fell to a play-in. Forget depth, they need MVP Hallie, but now he's fallen off and it's a mystery. Or is it? I think it's obvious what's going on with Tyrese Haliburton. But you have to remember, the Pacers are all in right now. They traded for Pascal Siakam and extended him. Indy and the Knicks both traded everything last year to get championship ready. So if Hallie doesn't get right, they are in huge trouble. Was last year a fluke? Starting to look like it. They could go down like the Blazers or the Hawks as teams that got lucky to make a conference finals. Both those teams now are rebuilding. Is that in the Pacers' near future? That is how much pressure is on Tyrese to turn it around. Now the issue is fixable and they need to take care of it. But the picture becomes clear when you look back at the last few months. So Hallie comes back early from the injury to make All-NBA, right? Then the Pacers go on this amazing playoff run. They beat the Bucks in 6 without Giannis. They take the injured Knicks all the way to 7 games. Meanwhile, Hallie's playing like 35 minutes a night. So sure enough, game 2 against Boston Conference Finals, man's hamstring finally gives out and he limps off, never to be seen again in the series. But despite that, he still gets an invite to play for Team USA in Paris. So this summer, Tyrese is playing great, especially in camp, but he gets benched in 3 of the 5 games at the Olympics. What, does Steve Kerr hate him like Jason Tatum? No! Brian Windhorst reports later that Tyrese Haliburton was slowed in the Olympics by a minor leg injury. Team USA didn't even announce it, but he had an MRI, sources said. So they don't say what the injury was, just a leg injury. But obviously, it was the hamstring. So he forces his way back. Pacers end up on this long playoff run. He's getting all the extra minutes and games. Injures his hamstring again, then gets invited to Paris. Injures it a 3rd time. This man needs rest. He was never allowed to heal, and he was having all of these career firsts coming at him. Like, who could turn down a deep playoff run with your team? Or who could turn down winning a gold medal? Haliburton doesn't suck. He's just not healthy, and it's obvious. So my prediction is that the Pacers will shut him down very soon, and Tyrese will return to his all-star self later this year, maybe next year. In the meantime, people will claim it's a mystery, and stupid trolls will talk about a trade, but the Pacers would never do that. I just don't understand what is taking them so long. He's obviously not right. Are they afraid of losing games without him? Who cares? He's got a long career ahead of him, and the East sucks this year. Just 24 years old, you do not want to mess with his confidence with everyone asking, what's wrong with Haliburton? Was last year a fluke? But the Bucks' problems might not be fixable. Trade buzz is everywhere, but one legit rumor might be the Houston Rockets. They have stockpiled picks and good players the last few years, so how much would it take to actually get the Greek Freak if Milwaukee makes him available?